if I do have to eat, I'll get like a very small like sandwich, right? Like something really tiny, just to make sure that like I have something in my system. But like it's like if I have like if I'm full, or if I just have like some food in my system, usually it's kind of, I don't know why. I focus less actually. Yo, how are you, Adrian? Doing good, bro. Doing good. Just playing a little bit of League. Playing some top lane. You really like this matchup. This matchup, I think, is fine. It's just I've named it soft. Like next patch, it'll be back to like counter. Riven will counter Jax, at least like a little bit harder in the early game. But right now, I named this matchup soft counter because you kind of do better laning. You have a better laning phase than him until the first item spike. Once he has Sunder, you lose the rest of the game. Or unless you have like a big item lead, or like you get like really you start snowballing really hard on him. Just like every other divine user. Well, yeah, I guess so if you think about it. What's so Jax, Fiora, Camille? Actually, look, funny enough, against Camille, even when she finishes Sunder, you beat her still. So it really is like a combination of some champions with Sunder that are kind of cracked.
From nothing, there will always come two.
I am here.
What do you even do at that point after threat and spike from Jax? You just play team fights and try to survive on the other side of the map when you play against them.
I will
30
light
seconds
the sky
until
with my
minions
flame.
spawn. Minions have spawned.
What the fuck? What is what is this?
Despair is the color of darkness.
What is this, bro? What is this all chat? What the fuck?
Your chaos will consume you.
Children.
The blade does not forgive. The shining blade is my soul.
Bro, a bit aggressive.
First blood. An enemy has been slain.
All paths lead to the light.
You hear this song every day at work, man? Tell you what, man, hit me with some songs. I'll add it to the playlist. Some of your favorites.
I will control you.
You're gonna have to TP back, homie. You gotta TP back, bro.
And nothing remains.
You're such a griefer. Jesus, man.
By my sword, perfection.
An ally has been slain.
The light reaches all.
An enemy has been slain.
The universe waits for absolution.
Adrian Flame? Bro. I'm the one that's supposed to be getting fucking rolled for not playing this game. Like, I feel like if you lose to me, currently in solo queue, with how little I fucking play this game, like, I only stream it. Like, I don't even fucking play off stream anymore. And you're in this MMR, there's something fucked up. Like, it could be autofill, it could be you just haven't studied this matchup because it's like, you know, here and there, but it's like, I feel like I should be the one getting rolled most of the time, you know? How do you make it into the game? So it was just streamed. Yeah, it's because I was testing because I've been having some PC issues lately. So I've been testing here and there to see like what was causing it. Actually, I just had like a clean Windows update today. Try to fix the league issue. And it seems to be that it's just a league thing. I can't really stop it. It's fucked up. Yeah, bro, I know. It's painful. Listen, if you had any consolation for what I did to you there, I was lagging like fucking crazy. So, my condolences. At least it's a little better now than it was like 2 days ago when I hit you with that Renekton mid lane. Whoops. Damn, his E actually made him so tanky. That's pretty nutty. That was good. Good job. Well done. I handle doing stuff like that, but some days I even just trying to shift it. Oh, so you intermittent? So there's some days where you just like don't eat. I mean, I don't think that's necessarily too unhealthy. I know there are people that do like extreme like diets where like they don't eat or like they fast for like 4 or 5 days or even more, and that can be really bad for you, from what I understand. Okay, well, I got the wave in a really nice spot, even though the minions just bullied the hell out of me, man. What is that? He's chunked like 200 HP from me there.
Order will conquer all.
An enemy has been slain.
Nice trade.
Be still while I redeem.
An ally has been slain. Enemy double kill.
Oh, I'm about to get dove. I probably am.
From true conviction.
That's okay.
Radiant.
I'm gonna wait here for Sejuani ult to E backwards if she does ult me. No. You guys are such griefers, both of you. Crazy. Oh.
An enemy has been
Okay.
slain.
The demon seeks to break you.
How much more gold do I need for this? Fuck, I still need more.
Never regret that which must be done.
Alright, we're good. Get it.
You do not regret that which must be done.
I think the grief part for them was like Sejuani needed to be the one that it started to tank the tower, right? But like he was the one that got the damage right away, which is really, really grief. You know what? Maybe Sejuani wasn't the griefer there. It'll fucking murder me if I hold the wave there.
An ally has been slain.
Night conceals weakness.
Enemy double kill.
Together, we will humble the universe.
Hmm.
An ally has been slain.
What? What did he flash? Dude.
Chaos offers false freedom.
What? Excuse me? Are you... You're crazy. No, but Nunu players are hilarious. I love them. They are so funny.
Cowardice will be the first to fall.
These guys are too funny.
Drive them into the light.
An enemy has been slain.
Let's back up.
Rejoice in the light. Chaos.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
He will kneel before the light.
An enemy has been slain.
How do I avoid losing this matchup as Riven? It shouldn't feel like losing until he has Sunder. If you feel like you're losing before he has Sunder, that just means you need to tweak your laning phase a little bit on me.
But also his slave. The dawn comes for everyone. My blade.
He just this guy just doesn't know how to play Jax that well. The only reason this looks like this. That's all.
Your team has destroyed a turret. An enemy has been slain.
So don't mistake this. This is not like you know what's funny? I think it's just people would view a game like this and go like, look, see, Riven's broken. And it's like, no, just my opponent doesn't know how to play the game, or at least like not the game, because I feel like it's too harsh. He just doesn't know this matchup that in detail, so he's allowing me to just get like really fed for no reason. Yep, broken champion. True.
Only within the light can we know love.
You see, like his E timings are off. Everything he's doing is just off.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. An enemy is dominating.
I move in radiance.
That guy doesn't play Jax, there's no way. Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I think he's autofill. You guys can check for me if you want. You guys ID. Tell me what he plays.
My truth is unbreakable.
He play the best Jax player? On an A at least he is, yeah.
Nothing lasts forever. Chaos is
I'm just doing Eclipse today because someone told me to do it today. And I'm just gonna default build it for like 40 games or something.
I will rise above the shadows.
His main champ this season is Jax, but I assume he's not like a challenger player, right? So this is probably just like a Diamond 2, Diamond 3 player playing Jax. Because like you know how like Elo's scattered across like okay. Master, Grandmaster, even Challenger, like low Challenger nowadays is like the equivalent of like Diamond 2, Diamond 1 in like older seasons. So this is still like low elo technically, like matchmaking. But I mean, the reason the queue times aren't like 40 minutes every single game now is because of that. Like we have more people to play with, so
They hide
which is
from
cool.
order.
So it's still like a lower elo player. Like if you think about it, the person's not low elo, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
Freedom is conquered.
An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
A golden host behind me.
Damn, Lulu. Lulu's a bit mean, man. Kind of toxic. But yeah, I'm gonna give you guys like the MMR, like pretty much like instruction, or not instruction, but like just like matching, like how what it is now to what it used to be. So Diamond 1, Diamond 2 now is Diamond 4 from previous seasons. Master, Grandmaster is D2, D1, right? And Challenger now, right? Challenger like back in the older seasons is probably like top 200 players ish, right? Because that number never really changes. It's just like the top 200. So. Top 0 is doing 7 minutes next to explain how technical is always bad. It's a bit funny, not gonna lie. Yeah, well that's the thing. I'm not calling them bad. I'm just saying like since like the elder, or not elder, but like it's not like a high elo player that knows the matchups from like that, like seasons back, right? That's what I was like trying to explain. This person doesn't have like that much experience when it comes to the matchups and all that other stuff, which is perfectly fine. I'm not saying he's shit. I'm just saying like he just doesn't have that experience. Typically, you'll only see players that have been playing the game for like a long time, or like our older like challenger, like high level players have like that matchup experience, mostly because like, you know, they've been playing the game for so many years. Again, it doesn't mean that I'm calling the Jax dog shit, because you guys know I don't really like to do that. Oh, Yasuo died on side lane. Or not Yasuo, but whoever was split pushing against him. Let me head over there.
My belief is absolute.
No, he has extremely good Q control. Well done. He gets right on every single one of my movements.
An ally has been slain.
I will light the sky with my blade.
Dude, even the difference between like top 50 players in a game to like top 25 or top 10 is huge, like insane. You know? No, that's for today? Nah, I'm testing this Riven build, which I already kind of tested before anyway, but it's like, it's just working really nicely today. Because I'm playing against people that are like griefing the matchups and I'm getting really fed. I struggle to believe that it's not so much better someone can be. Well, that depends on the game, right? There are players that in a lot of games that are considered like pro players, right? And then when like I've interacted with people, and I asked them like about ideas, etc., or like the knowledge of the game, etc., and they're like lacking in like so many areas, right? And you can tell because when they play people that have that knowledge of those areas that I'm talking about, they get fucking demolished, just rolled. So it's like, you would only, I guess like you specifically, Duelander, would not be able to see it unless you experienced it yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I promise you, like 100%, if you played any of these like games at like super high level, right? And you've played against someone who was like fucked up like that good, you'd immediately go like, oh yeah, you're right, this is fucked up. So, but until you don't do it, you'll never see it. Like if I was to play Zeus right now top lane in a matchup that I already know, immediately everything that I do would change. My movements would have to change. The ways that I approach the matchup would have to change. Everything would have to show this. Yeah, example. I play people in Street Fighter, right? I play anyone in Street Fighter, but then if I play fucking Daigoro at Evo, everything that I do would have to change because it gets really deep. Like legitimately, it does. Like I'm not even being like extreme with that. That's the fun of it. Yeah, that's the fun of it, and it's awesome. But that's what I'm saying. Like Duelander says, like he has a hard time believing that the difference in skill between the players is that big. Anyway, it's like, no, yeah, it is. I promise. It's huge. And I don't think like I'm not telling you like high level players don't like. High level players don't say that to like stroke their ego. You know, it's just like there is a big knowledge gap. Or like just essentially like strategy gap there, which is really, really cool because you have to like find a way to beat that strategy yourself, and that's really, really cool. It's one of the things I love about these games whenever I am competing or anything. It is micro, macro, but then there's also a lot of mental stack management that's involved in how you choose your strategies. So macro is like, oh, you know where to be, you know what option to use most of the time that's beneficial to you in like those circumstances, right? Let me back up here. But then there's also so there's the micro. Hold on. 1 second, chat. You're fucking exploding. Okay, now that I'm dead, I can explain better. So there's like the micro, which is how you control your champion, movement, all this other stuff. But there's like macro and micro are kind of like combined in a way when it comes to like mechanics, because you can do movement in the game, right? In a very like autopilot / feeling type way, like clicking back and forth, like hiding away from each other, etc. Like a lot of people do. But in order to go past that situation, you need to know exactly why you're making those clicks and how you want to do like the next part of it, right? So even mechanics are tied to knowledge in some way, right? And then on top of that, on like the micro, on your micro and macro having be like combined like that, there's this thing called which in fighting games you call mental stack. In League of Legends, a lot of like pro players have described it in like their own ways, because since it's not League of Legends is not a fighting game, right? Is people have found ways of describing this in different methods. So for example, Dopa mentions this specific concept as energy use, or mental energy focus, whatever he wants to call it, where you start off a laning phase with 100 energy, and every single time you're focusing on different things in the matchup, you have to take away a number. Like, oh, like, okay, if I'm looking at the minimap of laning, my mental focus will go from 100 to like 70, right? etc. Right? That in fighting games, it's called mental stack, which is the same concept he's trying to explain. It's literally the same thing, but like for the sake of this, like this, like League of Legends players have used their own method or like their own way of like figuring out like how that's done, right? So on top of the macro, you have to think about that mental stack thing. So for example, if I'm actively trading with this guy, right? I start actively trading with this Jax, and I'm focusing on something else. Like right now, for example, me talking to you guys in chat is taking away some of my mental focus. So what does that mean? So if I'm fighting this guy actively and I'm making proper trades and I'm winning the lane matchup, that means that there is something that I'm not paying attention to 100% that can get me killed, which would be if I get ganked right now. Like I've been talking to you guys, I've been trading with them. I don't actually know what the enemy team is doing. See, I didn't even see the Jax TP. Why? Because my mental focus is somewhere else, right? It's focusing on one part of the game, right? And one of the coolest things about these games at high level is that your job as a player is to figure out how your opponent is choosing their options, like how your opponent is managing their mental stack. So if you're playing against another top laner, for example, and you know that their mental stack is being used for Let me back up, I don't want to get CC'd here. Oh. If their mental stack is being used for looking at the minimap, that tells you that you can tell your jungler, hey jungler, if you gank him here, he's not paying attention to that, so you can kill him, right? It's like a little triangle. Because right now, for example, I've been talking to you guys and I've been doing like the trading and everything that I was just doing, but what does that mean? That means I have no map awareness during that time. Zero. Like that, like my brain cannot focus on that triangle like that, or like that part of the triangle, because I'm focusing talking to you guys. So micro, proper clicks, proper mechanical skill, etc. Proper macro, knowing where to be, strategy, etc. Like applied. And then the next thing is learning how to mental stack, or how to manage your mental stack to make your choice of those options in the middle of the match. You're saying high level players can mind read, can tell we're obvious, but no, it's not mind reading. It's so for example, if I was to let's say that you and I are playing Street Fighter, right? It's easier to explain there, because in League of Legends I never did this, because I would probably only do this if I was playing like professional. If I walk up to you, right, slightly, hold up. If I walk up to you slowly, I can trick you, or not trick you, but like essentially control you in a way where it makes you think that I'm going to do something, and based on the response that you give me, I can deduce that, oh, this player is on like this part of the triangle. This player is choosing these options, which means that if I attack him with this other option here, there's a very high chance that I can kill him, or that I will win the interaction, right? So it's more of like you're essentially checking. You're constantly checking your opponent to see like where they're at, and based on the information they give you, you use the next thing, right?
Chaos offers false freedom.
Which again, it's very cool. I actually enjoy that whole aspect of these games, which is why I don't really get bored of them.
The dawn will triumph.
Oh, I got flashed in 100 seconds. How long did it take you to learn that? I only really learned it in super in-depth over like a year and a half ago. This whole time, just playing League, like, it's like building little blocks, right? One way that LS described it, like when I was learning from his coaching sessions and stuff, like many years ago, it was like he sees it as you're essentially just you're building a wall slowly, right? Like each block is knowledge, and you just keep adding onto it and onto it.
Chaos begets chaos.
We got coached by LS. Yeah. I helped them with some coaching sessions too back when we were, or like a long time ago. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of my base fundamental knowledge that I have is from looking at LS's
Enemy has been slain.
specific way of like thinking about games and looking at it deeper. So I got that at least to thank him for some stuff that he gave me, which is really cool. Cyrus, that's why I have a lot of respect for the dude. So if translated into League, it's probably like an opponent in top might be focused on looking at a ward while crashing third wave, so you might attack his spacing during that time. Exactly. So it's like you gotta figure out the triangle of like how mental stack or like the management of your opponent's decisions go into the game, and then you can actually make choices based on that. And the interesting thing is that a lot of people do this, not to this extent, which is why you see the difference level in skill between top laners, right? Or just in general, like people that are actively trading in a reactionary or predictive game. You see this somewhat halfway or something like that, like 70% of the way through, because a lot of people do things like this by instinct or feel, and it's really cool when you find people like that do these choices and do these strategies by feel, and they don't know why they're doing it. Those are the people I usually call prodigies for the games that they play, because they figured it out. You know what I'm saying? Or at least to